gamification and learning. And there are three topics I'll talk about. First of all, a gamification platform for learning. So what's gamification? That is to use game design or levels in a non-gaming context like reading or mathematics. And the platform that I like to introduce is a platform that try to gamify the learning of reading with a platform called Reading Battle that I developed and launched in February 2014. And over the years, it's been used by a bit more than 20,000 students, mainly primary school students in over 60 schools and libraries in 5 countries and economies. So first of all, a student need to read a book, and then they will battle with my reading battle. And there are rules regarding how to play this reading battle. For example, for every book, student can take a battle up to 3 times. That means to answer a set of 10 questions 3 times. The first time, of course, the student can get full marks. Second time, then there will be a 10% discount. A third time, 20% discount. And then every question can be answered twice. Second time, then only can get the 50%. And the reason to design it like this so that the students will not see this as an exam, but rather that it's something that they can have a small success. As long as they try, they can keep building their success. And when a question is answered incorrectly, then we apply something that we call scaffolding support through providing a hint. Usually that is asking students to read a page or a range of pages for hints, and then answer the question again. And I'd like to mention that there are 4 kinds of questions in reading battle. Now, you can see many Q&A platforms from around the world. Probably there are thousands of them. But I feel that mine is pretty unique in the sense that I don't just ask a fact-finding question. That is the lowest level according to the Bloom's taxonomy, remember. And I basically follow a Pearl's assessment framework. That is a reading assessment being done for students aged 9 to 10 in about 50 countries once every 5 years. Now, so the way I designed the 4 kinds of questions is besides information retrieval, that's for fact-finding, I also designed 3 other kinds: making inferences, integrate ideas, evaluation, and all these 4 together, they map to the first 5 level of learning in terms of Bloom's taxonomy. You may wonder, well, then what about the highest level, create? In recent years, I also try to get students to create by writing stories with our team. Perhaps Helen later on may talk about that. And when a student is finished one question, then at the end, whether it's correct or incorrect, an immediate feedback will be given so that there can be immediate learning. The leaderboard is basically the biggest driver in a gamification platform. That's the main reason why students work so hard. Now, if you look at the leaderboard here, this is the life score ranking, meaning that from day 1 to now, then how many books that a student has read, and you can see that the top scorer finish over 500 books, followed by 400 books, and then 300 books, and so on. And then getting an average of 90 out of 100, and from different school and different forms, primary 6, primary 5, primary 2, and so on. And so I'd like to show you some stories that shows the impact of reading battles on students. Now, Matt, so I'd like to show this video. So should I show it, or will you show it?
You try showing it, Sam.
I try showing it, okay. Actually, I got it open earlier. I probably can just click here, I think.
小朋友睇完書之後咧，去組織翻佢所睇嘅嘢，同埋咧我嘅感受咧，我睇翻小朋友咧，佢係喺個過程裏邊咧，佢會係慢慢去適應小朋友咧嗰個閱讀能力咧係提升咗好多嘅地方咧，因為大挑戰咧就有網上嘅題目啦。其實呢啲問題咧就可以咧幫到小朋友睇完書之後咧，去組織翻佢所睇嘅嘢，同埋咧咁我亦都係增加自己閱讀嗰個能力嘅，有呢個互動。咁喺寫作能力嗰方面咧，啱啱就上一次咧學校嗰個總評估啊，派咗一個作文嘅成績咧，咁我都好驚訝，咁我仔咧攞到80幾分嘅，咁其實係好少嘅呢個分數，即係好少可會攞到呢個分數，因為以往咧佢係攞大約70分到啦咁。咁我再睇下係咪老師鬆手俾佢咧咁，睇翻佢個卷嘅時候咧，我發覺佢成份卷咧個鋪排係好好嘅。
Okay, now to summarize this video, the mom was saying that her son, a primary 3 student, originally in an interview, she told me that she didn't like reading. In fact, he told me in an interview that once he hates reading. Yeah, but then because of reading battle, then he started reading on his own, and in 1 year he finished 100 books. And he really surprised the mom that he didn't just improve in reading, but also in writing. That he originally was scoring 70 out of 100, but after a year with reading battle, he was scoring over 80 out of 100. Okay, I'll continue with my PowerPoint. And then these are the response regarding improvement made by various students. And some are very striking, like this one. My English and general study have improved. I got 10 marks in the past, but now I get 90 out of 100. Okay, second topic. I need to hurry up. Design effective gamification platform. Now, first of all, I try to design the platform not just for fun, but to solve an important education issues regarding students' reading interest and ability, since reading is a fundamental ability of learning. And also that I got some philosophies behind that I want to make sure that learning is fun, that it sounds fun, it feels fun when students engage on reading battle. And also I try to be inclusive in the sense that the platform try to cater to students with high ability as well as those who can learn, who can only learn a lot slower, by creating another leaderboard, that is the improvement leaderboard. And also that we need to set achievable and clear goals for user, both short-term and long-term. And also that I like to see that I like to say that my platform can help students fulfill some basic psychological needs, as mentioned in a theory called self-determination theory, that when students use reading battle, they have the autonomy to decide what to do, and also that they can relate to what others are doing, how well the others are doing, and also that they can see that they are making progress. And also various kinds of rewards are all needed, whether it's electronic like e-badges or different kind of leaderboard. And then at the end, I create close to 300 awards that the student will go to my university and get them. And basically, it's just a certificate and a book. And also that I apply a multidisciplinary approach when designing reading battle. So applying knowledge from different disciplines. For example, on the main page, you notice that here a student can search, and down here student can browse. So that is very much borrowed from information and library science. And then earlier I talked about some psychological theory ideas, and then and also that this is about design as well as computer science or e-learning. So that's how a reading battle comes from. Okay, lastly, I'll talk about how to measure whether reading battle is effective to help students learn. Over the years, I've done different studies. For example, whether it has helped students improve their academic performance, whether it has enhanced students' reading interest, habit, and ability, and also foster their self-directed learning, and also whether reading battle can actually bring long-term positive effect for student learning. And I'm happy to tell you that all these are positive. In recent years, I also try to look into whether reading battle can enhance students' flow learning experience. Now, first of all, then what is flow? Let me open a video that I already opened earlier in YouTube. Okay, right, it's here.
True happiness and satisfaction in our work, studies, or hobbies, things we all strive for, but only few seem to be able to obtain it. There is a state to be fulfilled and engaged in these activities. That state is called flow, named by Hungarian psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. How does flow work, and how can we obtain it ourselves? Csikszentmihalyi defines flow as the mental state in which a person performing an activity is fully immersed in a feeling of focus, involvement, and enjoyment. Action and awareness become merged. We have no worry of failure because we are in control, and our sense of time becomes distorted because the activity is rewarding in itself.
Okay, let me go back to the PowerPoint. Just want to make sure that you still can see my PowerPoint.
All good, sir.
Okay, excellent. Now, so I have two research questions to study whether students who use reading battle a lot will experience a higher level of flow learning. Now, so it is a mixed method design that I collect qualitative and quantitative data, and I include primary students basically, and then I divided them into two groups. One is a heavy user of reading battle, and then the other is light users of reading battle. That means they have hardly used it. Okay, let me see. Okay, I see. Yeah, and then the data are collected under 9 elements of flow. Yeah, autotelic, and then the concentration, immersion, and so on. Okay, now so here is the result. Any differences in the flow experience between heavy and light users on reading battle? Now, so what you're looking at is a comparison between heavy users themselves before and after using reading battle. Now they do improve in the all 9 element of flow. Okay, now another comparison. Now this is between heavy users and light users. This is perhaps more interesting. Now, before joining Reading Battle, the light users, the non-users of Reading Battle, they seems to have a higher flow experience for all 9 elements of flow before using Reading Battle. Now, but after using Reading Battle for 2 terms, the heavy users, they feel that they actually now are at a higher level of flow, and then compared to the light users, in fact, now they are all higher in all 9 elements of flow when compared to the light users of Reading Battle. Now, I don't have time to go into the detail. Later on for Q&A, I can go into some of these elements. So I just like to conclude that students who use Reading Battle seems to be able to help them to attain a higher level of flow learning experience. And so I just want to say that we really can make the learning of reading really interesting. I cannot claim for all students, but to many students. So thank you. Perhaps I'll stop here.
Thank you very much, Sam.